What's your point
I
of view?
think SPF's a very personal thing in the fact that, some people like a thick, rich one. Some people like a lightweight one. Some people work better with a chemical SPF. Some people prefer a physical SPF. I think with SPF, we know that it's probably the most anti-aging thing that we can use.
That's
and
big.
even just using an
that.
SPF on its own can help protect against
Pigmentation.
aging and pigmentation. So just that on its own, you can actually see an improvement in your skin. So I'm all about wearing SPF every day, face, neck, chest area, and I do that without fail. I wish I had done it without fail many years ago, probably only when I got more concerned about aging myself. I thought, I'll get into it. And I probably got into it a bit too late, to be honest, but better late than never.
Sure.
I personally prefer a chemical SPF because I don't like that white cast and that whiteness that you can get from some physical SPFs.
Right.
Again, there's a lot of misinformation about SPFs.
Tell me.
A lot of physical SPFs still go through a lot of chemical processing. So they're not as natural as people think. They still absorb the UV light, even though people say they reflect. It's a minimal percentage that a physical will reflect, but most of it is being absorbed and converted. The UV rays are being absorbed and converted as much or very similar as a chemical SPF would be. So again, I think it's important that we don't scare clients into saying don't use a chemical SPF, which I have heard that narrative a lot. Chemical SPFs now, there are very new ones that aren't irritating, way back when they first came out. Potentially some of them may have been a little more sensitizing, but now there's newer ones that are not sensitizing at all and are very good. And it ultimately comes down to your skin type and what you prefer, because a darker skin would not do well with a physical SPF. But I think you need a minimum of an SPF 30. Preferably a 50, because you're going to get more protection. But again, it's a very small percentage. But if you are going to get that little bit of extra protection, then why not? But ultimately, I think it's important to remember that an SPF is not a sun block. It's filtering the rays. You're still getting UV rays coming through. So it's not a complete block. So there will be some rays coming in. So we still need to make sure that we're using antioxidants and protecting the skin and reapplying the SPF as well as we can. But I don't think it's really an issue with vitamin D. I know some people ask about that.
I was going to ask you what's
and the studies don't seem to prove that vitamin D is an issue, because if you sort of put in your SPF here, other areas are going to get exposure throughout the day. There's still a small amount of UVB that is getting through anyway, and it's UVB that is helping with the vitamin D production. So it doesn't seem to be an issue, so I wouldn't worry about that.
Do you wear SPF even in winter?
Yes.
Okay, so you recommend it all year round?
All year round, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's very interesting.
Visit our website to claim your free trial pack or schedule a consultation or in-salon demonstration.